All right, so let's talk about how we can use our calculator to do operations on matrices. So I have 3 matrices here, A, B, and C. And I want to use my calculator to do a lot of things. And I'm not just going to limit it to these 4. As I talk, I might add a couple. Like I might start off by saying, how do we do A plus B? It's not on my list, but we'll talk about it anyways. If I want to do A plus B, I have a couple of options. In my templates button, I know this dims so quickly, I need to fix that. In my templates button, we've used this button before. It's to the right of my 9. We have a lot of choices in there. We used it to graph piecewise functions. We've used it for the absolute value. In fact, look in there, second row. Look, don't those look like matrices? So I've got it, a 2 by 2. Okay, well, let's fill that in. Now, as I fill it, I'm going to hit the tab button. 5, tab. That's going to move me around in my matrix. I hit tab again, and it jumps me down to that bottom row, tab. And then I can use my right arrow key to get out of the matrix. So, matrix A, plus. I know that's not on my paper. Let's say I want to add matrix B, so I'm going to go back to the templates button. It should still be highlighted there, so I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to type in my information for B. So now I'm not using the right arrow key because that'll just move me right out of the matrix. So I'm going to use the tab button to move around. So I'm actually keeping my left finger here, and I'm using my right finger on the numbers. So 0, 1, tab, -1, 6. And then I can enter. Boom. There's A plus B. I know I didn't ask you to do A plus B, but there it is. Now on my next one, they want me to do 2A minus 8B, and we're like, okay, so we've got a couple of options. We can arrow back up, copy, paste, and you can go insert that scalar multiplication and turn that into subtraction. So there's ways around it, right? I can do it that way, that's fine. And there's my answer. Here's the thing, I'm going to have a lot of repeated use of these matrices. So one option is to save them. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to just get rid of some clutter here. I'm going to take matrix A, which again, I'm pulling from my templates button. I've got a 5, -4, 1, 13. Get out of that matrix. And you see the word store, S-T-O with an arrow. We're going to store it. We're going to save it. So I'm going to hit Control and then my variable button. And it puts that little arrow there. And I'm going to call it, I'm going down to the bottom, just to my letters here, I'm going to call it A because, well, that's what they called it. And it didn't do anything, but it saved it. I'm going to do the same thing with B. I'm going to hit my templates button, and I'm going to go fill in my numbers. 0, 1, -1, 6. Get out of the matrix, store it, so control variable, and now I picked the letter B from the bottom of my calculator. And then I'm going to do the same thing for C. Now, if I hit my templates button, you're going, oh, it's a 2 by 2, a 1 by 2, 2. You go, oh, well, I don't have a 2 by 3. Well, you do. That 3 by 3 is not a 3 by 3. It brings up a wizard, a matrix like wizard. Like, what do you want to do? Like, it's going to ask you questions. Oh, perfect. So I want 2 rows, 3 columns. And you can hit tab to get down, or you can just hit the enter button. So that 3 by 3 is really not a 3 by 3. It's letting you choose any size. So I'm still going to use that tab button. 4, 6, -1, 2, 5, 1. Get out of there, and I'm going to store it for C. Now, that's one place to get your matrices from, is your templates button. I'm going to show you another way. So I can hit menu, and we typically don't go down this far, but look at number 7. You have a matrix menu, so I'm going to go down to 7. I'm just going to hit the number 7. I'm not going to use the arrow keys. And look, number 1 says create, so I'll hit enter. And then it gives me a lot of choices. Most of them don't sound familiar. Some of them do, like identity, zero matrix. I'm just going to create a matrix, and it brings up that same wizard. So that's maybe, for some of us, that'll be a better way to get there. And it's a personal opinion. So I'm going to escape because I don't want to create that matrix. I was just showing you that's another way to get there. All right, so what do I want to do? I want to do 2 times matrix A. So So I just hit the A button. I did 2A. Now notice it put that in bold, and that's the calculator's way of saying, I have something saved there. Are you sure? Like, well, yeah, I'm sure I put it there. So 2A minus 8B, and I'm just going down to the bottom where I grabbed that B. And there's my answer. And again, it's less about the answer here and more about how we're doing it. So if you don't write these down, it's probably fine. Okay. Now the next one says I want, an identity matrix 2 by 2 plus B. All right, well, we could go create our own identity matrix. That's fine. Or, if anyone noticed, when I hit menu, and I went down to 7 and I said create, there's identity matrix there. So when I hit that, it says identity and then parentheses. You're just going to put in your dimension there. But there's only one dimension. It's 2 by 2. This is saying I want an identity matrix 2 by 2. You can hit enter. Oh yeah, there it is. So I didn't have to hit enter. So I'm going to say I want an identity matrix 2 by 2 plus B. Now, I think that would have been faster by hand, but that's not the point. The point is not to get an answer. The point is how do we get the answer? Okay. Now, let's take a look at the third question. It says B plus C. So I'm just going to type in B plus C. Oh, and it says error, dimension mismatch. Why did it say that? I was asking to add B and C. Oh, wait, we can't add those. They don't have the same dimensions. Right? Remember we said if you want to add matrices, they have to have the same dimensions. Ours do not. So I'm just going to write dimensions don't match, which is why the error is called dimension mismatch. Now, I know we haven't talked about this one, B times A. We have not multiplied matrices today. I know we multiply them by a constant, right, like here, but we've not said take a matrix and multiply it by another matrix. We've not done that yet. Well, okay, but we have a calculator, so let's try it. And you're like, well, Ms. Patton, if we can't add them, we certainly can't multiply them. Oh, boom, we sure can. And I get a 2 by 3, which is very interesting, I know. That's a conversation for tomorrow. I'm just showing you that you can multiply them, which is very interesting to me, right? So we can multiply them. We can't add them. We can multiply them. Interesting, a 2 by 2 being multiplied by a 2 by 3 gave us a 2 by 3. Now, just for fun, let's multiply C times B. And you're like, well, you didn't change anything. B times C, C times B. Oh, wait. So I can multiply B times C, but I can't multiply C times B. I'm going to write that down. B times C. Oops, B times C. We just did C times B, and that is not possible. In our world, we know you should be able to multiply in any order, right? So why the change here? It's something we're going to talk about tomorrow, okay? All right, last one. So it says the following shows the average cost per gallon for 3 types of gas in 4 different states. So I picked Ohio, Texas, California, North Dakota. I picked California because everything's expensive in California. I picked Ohio, Texas, and North Dakota because those are 3 of the 4 states I've lived in my lifetime. I left off Montana because Montana's gas prices are very similar to North Dakota's. So anyways, a little personal fact about me. So interesting, this looks very spreadsheety, right? It looks like a types of gas, regular, premium, diesel, right? So it's very similar to how we started our lesson today with the softball equipment. So I took the information, I put the states going across the top, and I took the types of gas going down, premium, regular, premium, diesel. So I went ahead and wrote the matrix. So it says, suppose that the cost of gas is expected to increase nationwide by 5% by the end of 3 months due to inflation. Find the new price for each type of gas in each state. All right, listen. This doesn't have to be a pre-calculus question. This could be a very tedious middle school question. If I want this price to increase by 5%, first of all, $2.80, if I wanted to increase 5%, I could find that increase, and it would go up 14 cents. But they did not say find the increase. It says find the new price. So we don't want to multiply that number by 0.05, we want to multiply by 1.05, 105%. Sorry for the glare there. And so the new cost for regular gas in Ohio would be $2.94. And I'm going to do that with all 12 of these numbers. So in middle school in Algebra 1, we'd go through and we'd multiply all 12 by 1.05. Well, that sounds like scalar multiplication to me. I want to multiply every number in this matrix by 1.05. That's what matrices are great for, because we get to do it all at once. So I'm going to type in 1.05, and I need a matrix that is 3 by 4. So you can go to your matrix template or your templates button, go to the 3 by 3, but we're going to change that 3 to a 4. And I know it's tedious, but it certainly beats doing all the multiplication. And what I like about this calculator is we do get to see everything kind of right here. The 84 has trouble putting all of this on the screen. 5.08. You also notice as I'm typing it in, I'm leaving off zeros, right? 2.80, 2.8, same thing. 4.07. So I'm using that tab button to move around. So I'm saying take every number in this matrix and multiply it by 105%. So I'm keeping 100% of the cost and I'm adding 5%. Now, I'm not going to take the time to write all of these down, but there's our new gas prices in order. Here's Ohio's prices, here's Texas prices, here's California prices, here's North Dakota prices, right? Premium, or regular, premium, diesel, okay? And so that's one application of scalar multiplication. If you want to multiply everything by the same number, a matrix is a great way to do that.